Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Doctor Who. Last time on Doctor Who we had Extremis, where basically the Doctor was he was still blind and he was doing some stuff. It was revealed that Missy is the one who is in the vault, and while the Doctor, Bill, and Nardole they were recruited by the Vatican to read a book, but then there were these ghouls that didn't want him to read the book, and then they figured out, like, this is all a precursor to an alien invasion, and then the Doctor realized that it was all a simulation, and not that they were in a simulation, but that they are a simulation. The Doctor in the simulation, the simulated Doctor, realized he was a simulation, and then sent everything he knew to the real Doctor in the real world, who now has to go stop this alien invasion and may need Missy's help. It was a very interesting episode, and yeah, it kind of left us on a cliffhanger, so I'm very curious to see where we are going in this episode. Like the past 5 episodes, it is entirely possible that this is going to have to be another highlight reaction, because copyright is being really strange right now. I don't know. I never know until it's uploaded. I obviously don't know at time of recording. If that is the case, once again, like always, the reaction will be in the description or in the pinned comment. Hopefully you have a way to watch that. I hope so. And I'm sorry if there are some of you that are frustrated by this, but I can't do anything, literally. If it is the case, then I can't do anything. It's kind of out of my hands, so yeah. I guess that's pretty much that. We should go ahead and get right into this episode of Doctor Who. Here we go.
So this computer simulation dream thing...
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Which, to be clear, I don't believe a word of.
Right.
Fair enough. You said I was in it. Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
How did it go? The dream version.
The Pope. The Pope ran in, you freaked the F out, and you ran. Oh, God!
Please remain still and calm. Sit down.
Okay.
Hands in sight on the table. This is the Secretary General of the UN.
Hi.
I've flown here today to speak to the president.
How would I know the president? I mean, I wouldn't have even voted for him. He's orange.
Yeah.
I mean, the president.
The president of Earth. The Doctor.
The doctor's not a president.
Oh.
The Americans here. And in the center,
A pyramid.
One little problem. It wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. The pyramids have moved. They once again freaked out Penny. Alright then. And now Bill knows that the Doctor is the president of the world. Ugh. What's going on there?
Looks fine.
What are you doing?
Oh, updating him.
He can't see. This is a very interesting, arc of him just not having his eyesight.
You will be prevented. You will be fought.
We will be invited. We will take this world. We will rule its people, but only when we're asked.
Oh.
We will talk here.
Okay.
Disaster. Currently it's set. 3 minutes to midnight.
So now every clock in the world is the doomsday clock.
Thanks to the monks, yes.
Is this a threat?
I wish it was. Threats are easy. I think this is a warning.
A warning, not
Somewhere,
a threat.
somehow, the end has begun.
Oh. Something to do with them. Perhaps. Perhaps there's going to be some sort of calamity. There's going to be some sort of calamity, and they're going to be invited to stop it. In return, they will rule.
Contact your masters. Coordinate your attacks.
Doctor?
I doubt you'll even scratch that thing, but if you demonstrate strength and unity, they might choose to step away. Bill, take that look off your face.
There's a look on my face.
It did not come here in peace. We have to do what we can.
Yeah.
Interesting.
From a submarine.
So demonstrating strength isn't gonna help.
Yeah.
We are ready to talk.
Okay then. This reminds me a bit of Torchwood, Children of Earth.
Each thread is a chain of days leading to your end.
The
We can
fates.
detect when a catastrophe is about to occur
And
stop it from occurring.
You don't look
That's
much
very
like
nice.
guardian angels.
These are the threads that lead to 1 year in your future. Take them as proof.
Okay, let's see it.
Those who hold power on this world must consent to our dominion.
Okay.
If consent is what you need, I consent now.
No, you shut the hell up.
please don't even consider this.
What I saw was real. I felt
Okay,
it.
you're not in charge here. The doctor is.
If your consent is impure, it will kill you.
Well, then what?
Made impure.
You act out of fear. Fear is not consent.
Oh yeah, now they're going to consent. Should you put your helmet on? Should you close doors? My God, there's like 8 things I feel like you should have done.
You have to seal off the lab, the greenhouse, everything. This can't be allowed to get into the atmosphere.
Okay. So that could kill the Earth.
Narrow it down. Forget about war. What else could end the world?
Bacteria.
I like the sound of that.
Global
New strain
warming?
of flu? Plague?
Oh, that's ironic.
Immune.
Anything? Douglas?
Because he took his helmet off. Because he left the door open like an idiot! Whoa! Okay. Damn it, Douglas. Let's hope that suit of hers is good.
How many have reached stage 2? You cannot accept that offer.
Why not?
Because whatever the price is, it's too high.
We'll work it out.
420.
No, you won't.
You can't make a deal with them. You don't know what you're agreeing to. I don't know.
All I know is, I plan on living to fight another day. Right now, what we don't have is a whole lot of other days.
Agreed.
Also, agreed.
Oh, damn it, people. I understand it, but still.
Those guys have modeled every event in human history to find our weak spot. Are you gonna do the same in a couple of minutes?
Would you make the deal?
He's
No.
been in human
Not if I have a
history,
choice.
though.
We can blind them. That's how we do it.
Blind them.
We blind them.
Blind who? The monks?
Bill, go to the pyramid. Keep an eye on them all. Now, Dole, with me to the TARDIS.
Yes, sir.
Have you got a plan?
Vaguely.
You'll be hearing from me.
Okay. He's got a plan. He's gonna blind them. I understand the whole living to fight another day, but this... I don't know. I guess it's because we've seen... Because we know the Doctor. We know that this is... You know he's right.
I'm right. The monks are only watching one of those labs. How would
Okay.
they do that?
Well, I suppose they just hack the cameras.
So switch them off.
Switch all the cameras off.
And the monks are powerful.
They are.
Can just turn the cameras back on.
Yes, they can. But they're only watching one lab.
So they'll
all we
only
need to
turn
know
one...
Is which lab just got its cameras back.
That's all you need. Nice!
Oh my god.
No, I'm the doctor.
Duh.
But it's an easy mistake to make. The eyebrows.
How did you do that? What is that thing?
It's not Dole. It's not my fault. Back to the TARDIS. This place is toxic.
I'm not human.
Well, you're human enough. I got your lungs cheap.
Duh.
Now he tells me.
Thanks. it's already gotten to him.
Misplaced decimal point resulting in a bacteria that turns any living thing it touches into gunk.
So why is it going to end the world? Has it been dispersed already?
Ah, no, it's still in the lab. I think I can contain it.
We give him 2 minutes, and we're heading in. Agreed?
2 minutes?
Agreed.
You give him 10 minutes.
Filtration system.
What's another way to destroy bacteria?
Sterilization.
And how do you sterilize something?
Put it in boiling water.
Or
Burn it.
Put it in a flame.
this means that your insurance premiums are going to go through the roof. In fact, pretty much everything is going to go through the roof because I'm going to blow up the lab.
Okay.
Just need some kind of a trigger first.
But what are you going to blow it up with? The bacteria is making ethanol. The greenhouse and the lab are full of it.
Seriously, what are you doing when this is all over?
Yeah, you want to come with?
To rule, there must be love. Your consent must be pure.
So this is just not going to work.
You act out of strategy. Strategy is not consent.
No one's ever going to consent to this. Bye.
You represent the doctor. Is
Oh.
your consent pure?
Well, she didn't consent. Right, Bill?
Hello, I'm the doctor, saving the world with my eyes shut.
Yeah. He's blind. Up. Well. The doctor's making it work.
You need to use a combination lock. Set it to 3614.
Will that work? Oh, crap. He can't see. He can't read it.
I don't understand the problem.
Combination lock. All the Sonic will do is calculate the number. I still have to enter it.
And you can't
No, don't.
feel the number?
Now, Joel!
Now he's
Joel,
out.
I need you to do a visual in the lab. There's a camera in here.
He's knocked out. I don't think he's dead. He's just knocked out. Yeah, he's still breathing.
Can you hear me?
Crap.
I've been blind since Chasm Forge. I didn't get my sight back. I've been lying to you. There's a combination lock with numbers, and I
Man.
can't see them.
A simple combination lock is beating him.
What the stupidest idiot ever!
Get out of the pyramid, though.
I'm not gonna let you die.
No!
No, Bill, no, don't do that.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is not good.
I have to face that.
This planet needs you. So, I'm making an executive decision.
No! God. Oh,
Listen
that's...
to me, please.
Oh, that's good,
I don't
though.
know what consent.
I'm giving my consent.
Is your consent pure?
I think it is the problem. But that's the problem.
Have the world.
He can see. They... Oh my gosh, that's incredible. They could restore his eyesight. Oh, crap.
Bill, what have you done?
Tell you what, old man. You better get my planet back.
Enjoy your sight, Doctor. Now see our world.
Oh, no. Well. Okay. That's not good. Now, granted, I guess Plan A is the doctor saves the day. Plan B is the monks save the day, and then the doctor saves the planet from them. Evidently, we are on Plan B. Oh, because he needed his sight. Because he needed his sight. That's what it was. That's what gave them the consent. He needed his sight. Man, this is... I like this just arc that's happening now. Like, starting with his blindness to last episode with the simulation, this episode with the pandemic, and then now going on to the next episode with the rule of the monks. Like, this is insane, this just arc that has sprung up, you know? Oh. All because of a combination lock. Because he couldn't see. So Bill had to give consent in order to restore his eyesight. But while this is horrible, it's horrible what's happened, but at the same time, with his eyesight, he has his eyes, he has both of his sonic devices, and he has the TARDIS, and he does still have Nardole, and he has Erica, I guess. We could also count that as a plus. Honestly, he is in really great shape to then defeat the monks, you know? He is actually in really great shape to defeat the monks now that he has his eyesight back. And the fact that he does still have both of his sonic devices and the TARDIS. And if he really needs help defeating the monks, he still has Missy. So, honestly, yeah, as bad as this is now, he is in really great shape to beat them. So that's interesting. But man, just a like a four, 5, maybe if you count the initial episode with him being blinded, like a 5-episode arc just sprung up out of nowhere. And I'm honestly way on board with it, you know? I am way on board with this. Like, this is so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. We can go ahead and hop into the notes on this one. The first thing I wrote down is the UN Secretary General, which was very interesting. It's interesting having all these, like, I guess not technically figureheads, but these sort of leaders here, and how they have to deal with the Doctor, otherwise known as President the Doctor. President the Doctor. That's a title. That's Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick to you. The President the Doctor. That's cool. And obviously, yeah, it's funny when, just a bunch of soldiers bust into Bill's apartment and, they have to, like, point their guns at Bill and Penny. And then the UN, the United Nations Secretary General walks in, you know? Like, that has to be way more jarring than the Pope, you know? Which, man, so, last episode I turned the subs on because of the Pope, and the people, like the Cardinals there, they were really hard to understand. So when this episode started, I remembered that. I was like, oh, yeah, let me turn that back on. And then we actually just didn't have any characters. Like, I would have been fine if the subs were off, honestly. But I have to admit, I'm kind of digging keeping the subs on. It's kind of nice, it just kind of... I might see if I might do that for the other shows, too. I guess it sort of just depends on the show and stuff. The nice thing about Amazon is that the subtitles, like, you can set them specifically, and I keep the subtitles relatively small because I don't want them taking up the entire screen. Now, maybe that's difficult for you to read on a reaction, but at least for me, it doesn't really get in the way, And it's just sort of nice to have. But maybe, I don't know, I still haven't uploaded, I haven't uploaded last episode yet. Like, it hasn't posted yet, so I don't know if any of you, like, are complaining, don't turn the subtitles on, they're distracting or anything, which I could definitely see that happening. I could see some of you saying that. And it's totally fine. But honestly, these past 2 episodes, I have actually really enjoyed the subtitles. It's just really helpful. I know we're going off on subtitles. Who cares? Talk about the episode. But I don't know. It's just nice. Like, pretty much anytime I watch movies now, I always turn subs on. Like, whether it's, watching it out there, with the family or anything, or watching it, on movie reactions, I always turn the subs on. So, yeah, subs are nice. I like subs. Yeah. Anyway. Off topic of everything, but yeah. And I could turn subs on anime, but that'd just be ironic. English subtitles for an English dub. Although, on Amazon, again, they do have that. They don't have it on JoJo anymore, unfortunately. They used to. But on the later episodes of JoJo, they don't have the... Well, they have the English... No one cares. The pyramid. That was pretty cool. I did like the pyramid. So the pyramid was just... the purpose of making their ship a pyramid was just to get everyone's attention, basically. It's like, here's this 5,000-year-old pyramid that wasn't here yesterday, positioned in the middle of 3, powerful militaries. Like, alright, yeah, that'll get their attention, that'll get the UN's attention, which will get the Doctor's attention, So, that was interesting. It really didn't serve a purpose other than, to attract the humans and the Doctor, but still. I did like that. We had the whole thing about invited. So this was an interesting concept, This was an interesting concept that they had to be invited, And Bill makes the comparison, they're kind of like vampires, Which is one of the dumbest things, by the way, about vampires, where it's like, and this is only in, like, some lore, but it's like, vampires... You have to invite them into your house, otherwise they can't come in. That's the dumbest friggin' thing. Like, so you could just go hide in the house and you're done. Like, alright. Just sit there and wait for daylight to come. I don't know. Like, can you imagine if they did that, like, against Dio? Like, no. It's like, how are we gonna stop Dio and his powerful stand or whatever, and he's a vampire? It's like, let's just don't invite him in. Yay. Anyway. But yeah. So they have to be invited to rule the world, which is interesting because, your first reaction is, well, we're not going to do that. Why would we ever invite you? But that's the thing, I guess, is that, they're saying like, oh, you will invite us in. That means they're that confident about that. Which means, yeah, you probably will have to do that, Like, you don't set up something like that in fiction and then not follow through on it. Like, no. Yeah, this is going to be the thing. They are, at some point, going to have to invite them. And that's, sure enough, that's what happened here. Even though the Doctor did save the world, he was going to blow everything up. But Bill invited them in order to give the Doctor his sight back, So that was interesting. It's also interesting just the, how limited the sonic shades actually are at restoring the Doctor's eyesight. Like, he can't look at a tablet. He basically just can't look at screens. And he couldn't see, like, the specific paint, on the combination lock. So, yeah. So, having to invite these guys to enslave you, basically, like, that's pretty crazy and pretty fucked up, too. We had the Doomsday Clock, which was also interesting, just a nice, ticking time bomb. We had the coordinated attacks that didn't go anywhere. Protect. So they were going to protect the humans. Again, it's, protect like any, regime will protect their citizens. Like, yeah, or even just protect their slaves, It's like, oh, we're going to protect you by enslaving you. It's like, okay. And yeah, the whole thing about consent, that was also another interesting thing, that it's not just that you have to invite them, but you have to, like, legitimately invite them, too. You have to legitimately give your consent, which is interesting. Like, you wouldn't think, with something as strange as, like, oh, well, you have to invite us, you have to let us, you have to ask us for your help. You would think they wouldn't be that picky, But that, again, shows just how confident they were that this was going to happen, that they were like, no, not only are you going to invite us, you're going to legitimately, it's not going to be like, well, yeah, we had any other options, but, and it's like, no, it is literally, it has to be legit consent, which is very interesting. It makes them, honestly, very interesting villains, you know? Because it's like, you basically have to play right into their hands, you know? And legitimately do it, too. Not like the Doctor who would, you know, like walking into a trap. The Doctor walks into a trap because he wants to learn how his enemy works. This is, no, you have to walk into the trap and fall for the trap, specifically. So that was pretty interesting. And that's the thing. So we also had the surrender, which was interesting. And again, you know, the whole thing about, you know, them surrendering and stuff like that and trying to give their consent. It's interesting because it's like, yeah, you know, they're doing it because, like, oh, well, this is the only option we have now. And it's like, well, no, if you give the Doctor time, he could probably think of something. So that's the thing, is that, but they're acting more out of strategy or out of fear, like, and that just doesn't work. That's not how the Doctor operates. And the thing is, you do honestly understand why they're doing this. Like, okay, yes, they are doing this out of fear. You know, they're doing it because they see this as like, okay, well, this is, you know, they showed us a dead planet. They say that we can get out of it. Okay, it's basically they're not seeing the big picture. The Doctor sees the big picture in this, you know? The Doctor sees the big picture, whereas everyone is focused on what's happening right now, you know? So, sorry, if you notice me doing this, my mustache is actually getting a little too long and it's starting to bug me, so I need to trim it soon. I can't let my mustache or beard get too long because they just start to annoy me, so, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's like you can understand why they're doing this, but the thing is, you automatically side with the Doctor because this is Doctor Who. We've been watching the Doctor, you know, this is series 10 of modern Doctor Who, but also if you've seen anything of classic Doctor Who, it's like from so much we've seen of Doctor Who, yeah, you immediately side with the Doctor. You're like, no, we shouldn't do this. The Doctor will find a way, but they don't really know that. They can't be sure if the Doctor will find a way because they don't know him, you know? So that's the thing. None of them really see the big picture like the Doctor does. So it took me a while before I realized, like, oh, this is a plague that's happening. It's like, I was curious, like, okay, why do we keep cutting back over here? And it's like, okay, so this, you know, eventually you realize, like, okay, this is the problem. Like, this is what's going to destroy the world, but what exactly is it? And it turns out it's some sort of a plague that will just destroy all life, basically. Now, it's interesting, it says, you know, destroy all life did not affect the Doctor in the slightest, you know? And he said it's like, it's going to kill all life on Earth, not just humans, but everything. It's like, okay, but not you? Apparently it's like, okay, yeah, you know, Time Lords, he's a bit, you know, tougher than humans and stuff like that, but, I mean, he has been susceptible to gases or radiation and stuff before. It's like, yes, he has absorbed radiation, but he's also died to radiation. That's the whole thing with the 10th Doctor, basically. So it's like, okay, he just walked out and he was just fine. Like, okay, that was interesting, I guess. But yeah, the plague, that's a very credible threat, you know. And it's interesting, you know, they bring up World War III. It's like, oh, World War III, it's gonna start at any moment, and so we have to not do it. But that's not the issue here. It's also interesting, just like, oh, they walk over. It's like, oh, is World War III about to happen? Well, let's go deal it with this pyramid. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know, like, because this is 2017, I think? I don't know. It's like, man, that was apparently pretty close. Like, geez. It's like, I lived through 2017. I don't remember it being that tense, but I don't know. Maybe I was oblivious. I could have been. I don't know. But it's like, they just walk over. It's like, oh, World War III is about to happen. Which, I mean, I don't know. We could get into that, but whatever. The camera trick was very interesting. It's like, okay, like, here's all the places where they could be watching. Let's shut off all the cameras, and then they're just going to turn the cameras on in one spot, then let's go there. It's like, okay, that was really, really clever. I did like that. Detonate, that was good. It's like, okay, well, how do we get rid of this thing? It's like, well, let's just burn it. Like, there you go. So that was cool. And then that's the thing, is the lock is what got to him. The lock is what got to him. You know, it's the one thing that he couldn't do because he was blind. And that is what allowed, that's what gave the consent to the monks, you know? Which, that's the thing, is that you don't write something like, oh, you know, these people that are so confident that you will give consent and everything. It's like, you don't write that and not have it happen to some degree, you know? So I really did like that. It's like, yeah, Bill does have to give consent because she is trying to save the doctor, and it's legit consent to do that. And somehow, see, I want to know, like, what are these monks that they are, you know, who are these people that they can just, like, and nothing, like, happened. It just, like, he just, you know, was standing there and just suddenly he could see again. It's like, oh, okay. How did they do that? I'm not sure. But yeah, so that was really interesting. That was really, really interesting. But yeah, that leads us into the next episode. I am really digging this, like, arc we're having just here in the middle of the season, you know? Like, this is really fun. And the fact, because that's the thing, is they're all still kind of self-contained episodes, but they all lead into each other, even if all of them have sort of different plot lines. But I really do like this. Like, this is really cool. But yeah, that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Doctor Who reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.